It's just a nice beat, you know. But once again, KT choosing the map here. We're going to Infernal. And I'm quite excited about that. I mean, are we going to see the return of Alex Strasser? We haven't seen her in quite some time, have we?
We haven't. She made it into the ban phase a couple games ago, but otherwise has sort of avoided the limelight. But this is a great map for her, like you say. But Malfurion's available, so that's probably going to be the priority here for the A team.
All right. Malfurion available. Decker Kane available. We haven't seen a Maiev in quite some time either. Really seems to be one of those gentlemen's agreement, you know. Either of us is going to ban it because we don't want her to go through.
This is fair and true. So now the A team. I will be very surprised if it's not Malfurion. Like maybe Garrosh, but even he struggles on this map in my opinion. So it's impossible to really get good tosses on the objective.
Mm-hmm.
So Diablo maybe if you're feeling that kind of strat. Tracer maybe if you're feeling that kind of strat. But Malfurion in my opinion should be the top pick.
Isn't it crazy how Johanna is sitting at a very high popularity at the moment, although everybody tried to tell me that she's bad now without the physical armor?
Yeah, I saw you tweeting about that when I was at MSP, and I looked at it and was like, oh, she's fine. And then I saw you on Twitter, just like, I did not think I'd be reading about Johanna not being tanky today, what the hell? And I was like, wait, what? And looked at Reddit and saw the post and was very confused.
Just like everybody thought Irel would be broken after her latest balance update, and she's still like, okay, you know, I don't think she's broken.
Yeah. So Hanzo coming in as the first pick, not going for Malfurion yet. Very interesting.
Yeah, there we go. The Hanzo having such a high priority for the A team here. KT, if they want to go again for something a little more the blow-up style, I immediately would say Genji has to be picked here for Habe. Because he's been playing so darn well in that hero. But we see Timeless really valuing the Johanna, it seems. The second time he plays that hero. Yeah. And that Tetra is one beefy, hard-to-kill frontline, if I've ever seen one.
Yes. It also makes a lot of sense stealing those away from the A-team. Like I already mentioned, this is a combo that is absolutely insane. The Johanna pull-in into Blaze Stun into Dragon Arrow basically lets you choose any engagement you want at any point ever. But in this case, stealing all three parts in the game, but on different sides, this is going to prevent that immediate blow-up wombo combo that we did see a fair amount at MSP.
So we've seen both heroes, Turiel and Blaze today, but we haven't seen them together. And that used to be the hotness a few months back when the ultimate protection consisting of, you know, the shields, the sanctification, and the bunker was really good. But with the nerfs hitting Turiel pretty hard, I don't think he's an option anymore.
Yeah, where everyone accidentally overlaid those two abilities. That was fun. Now, though, Alex Strasser comes in once again, and a Sonya. So solo laners being picked up and the support being picked up. They're very much getting ready to flex their tank here.
Here she is. There she goes. Back in the mix. I like it. Now, still support left to be picked for KT. There is a Malfurion potentially available if it doesn't get banned out. Deckard. I mean, the thing is, like, you got to ask yourself, what benefit would it give to us if we banned Malfurion now? Because we can still, or they could still go Deckard. I think at this point, Malf and Deckard have same priority. So I don't think any of the team is going to ban out a support. KT because they still need one, and A-team because they realize, you know what, if we ban Malf, they're just going to go Deckard and vice versa. So let's ban an assassin. I think that would probably make more sense.
Diablo gets banned out immediately by KT. It's the A-team. Support, so you think assassin would make more sense as the ban by the A-team?
I think so. Especially with, you know, Genji already being taken out of the equation. Why don't you want to make life a little harder for KT and put them on a little bit of an assassin choke? Other assassins that are still valid are Jaina, for example, but they go for the support ban. I think that, on the other hand, just marks a preference of playstyle that you want to fight against. It looks to me like A-team says, you know what, we can handle a Malfurion, but I don't think we could handle a Deckard Cain simply because we haven't practiced enough against that hero, or we don't have enough dive to really make him, you know, feel the pressure.
It's mental to me that Malfurion just wasn't picked at this point. That Alexstrasza was picked on this map is a little bit more sense, but the fact that we are now at pick total number
That would've been
7,
my ban.
and that's when Malfurion comes in, that's mental to me.
Yeah. The Jaina, quite frankly, would have been my ban because China, unlike any other region, relies so much on a Jaina, and they get away with so many Jaina plays as well. I think if a region like Korea, for example, would pick as much of a Jaina, those teams would get punished so heavily.
Yeah, all the time. But the question is now, how would you punish a Jaina with this composition? Right now, they have pretty aggressive style to the A team, but they're playing into a very passive and sustainy style. You need a way to deal with that. Right now, they have nothing.
Oh man, good that it's not team not playing anymore.
Why?
They've got nothing.
Oh.
It just won't leave my mind, dude. I mean, Team Nut has done something to me that no other team in HGC China has ever done before. They have left a lasting impression. Oh,
without winning a single game.
Only just a single day. There we go.
Oh, they did win a game. They went 2-0.
Yeah.
Just now. So yeah, fair enough. All right, TAS coming in here.
I don't like it.
Hanzo composition. It is interesting. I hope they go percentage damage build Tassadar. It's the build that hasn't been picked in ages, but I honestly think that that's the only way I really do enjoy this.
What is stopping KT from going Tracer into this?
Very little. Malfurion sustain's pretty good. They have good front and back line. Lack of wave clear, I guess.
Maybe. Blaze Jaina is pretty solid.
Blaze Jaina, Johanna's pretty reasonable, but I don't think it's as good as Tassadar, Sonya, and Hanzo. Actually, Hanzo's not great. Explosive Arrow makes it better. Yeah, Tracer's potential. Cassia, that's certainly got wave clear.
I'm kind of digging it. The only thing Cassia needs to be on the lookout for is the Tassadar Storms. But once she makes sure to basically keep a healthy distance from the enemy's ability damage, I think she doesn't really have a natural counter in the enemy team. She's not going to take any damage from the Hanzo auto attacks. Even the dragon attacks coming in from the Dragon Queen on Alexstrasza are not really bothering her too much. So China has failed with Cassia in the past. They are a region that still relies on her way more than they should, in my opinion. But in this scenario here, I am actually not minding it too much.
They failed with her, but they've also succeeded.
True.
This is the region that just brings out the Cassia and sometimes wins with it. It's a pretty solid hero if you play it right. I even wouldn't mind a Charge Strikes build. Usually I'm a pretty good, pretty heavy endorser of the Thunderstrike build. But I think in this time, the Charge Strikes would not be bad. Your front line's pretty tough in terms of actually keeping you protected.
They're going to clump up a lot. Murden, the Sonya, the Dragon Queen still being in the vicinity. Yeah.
Only Fend was really good. That would be really fun.
We have yet to find someone who makes this route viable. Maybe Rich, you know, one day he's going to reinvent the Cassia.
I think the Fend build would be... I think Fend would just be fixed super easily if you didn't stop once you reached the end. You just started stabbing and just running towards the enemy you target at.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's game time. Game number 2 between those two teams, KT on the left and the A team on the right. And KT consists of Hope on that Jaina, Timeless playing Johanna again, TWT on that Malfurion, Hikari is on that Blaze, and last but not least, we've got Habe on the Cassia.
And on the right, currently 0-1 down in the series, it's the A team with Jaina on Tassadar, Olele on Hanzo, Bruiser on Sonya, Stukov on Alexstrasza, and Uncle G is playing Muradin.
I want to give a shout out to the graphics designer who designed the logo of A Team here, which is like a Kindle really flame with the shape of an A inside. It's amazing.
Should have been a fan, but I also really do like it. We are seeing the Thunderstrike build coming in for not the Thunderstrike build, sorry, the Charge Strikes build. That's the one coming in for Cassia, and we're seeing a Psystorm build coming in for Tassadar. So both the strategies that 50% of the strategies I wanted are coming into effect.
Yeah. Here's what A-Team should have done in terms of clothing and uniform. They should have actually gone full camouflage and go for like a camouflage style jersey. Would have made them look not only epic, but also would have fit the theme so nice.
I just think that at least one of them should have been covered in gold chains and have them unfold. But we see Sonya just continuing to clean up the top lane as best as she can against Blaze, working out pretty well, whereas the bot lane is mostly doing okay, as Cassia appears to be doing the Impaler camp. Yes, she is. Can they interrupt it? Yes, they can. And Murder wants to dive this. They might be able to try and fight this with Tass on the way as well. It's been rumbled. Stukov sees this. And it looks like they do want to try and make a play. Tassar moving forward, and Lele is Stukov, but blasting inabilities. They're not going to jump on the point, though. Uncle G does not want to try and jump because they're in a route in the way.
Exactly. I think this fight would have heavily favored KT with all the AoE damage. They have in choke points, you know, the Jaina, the Cassia, very scary, and the Johanna as well. So, oh, I totally forgot to mention the sweet synergy between Cassia and Johanna. You know, the blinds pulling everybody together and then just going for that massive burst bonus damage.
That's pretty cool. I like it.
I wonder if Johanna's going to go for that blind build as well, where she can extend the duration of the blind at level 7.
Huh. Maybe. I think so. It's not a bad talent in general, so could work pretty well, and it even just helps you on the objective here. As level 4 is hit, at least for the moment, with the first objective. Coming up shortly, but not too it's not too close. You're pretty fine here. As Bruiser begins working down the mercenary camp, as Tassadar is holding the lane for him.
All right, here we go. Looks like A-Team decided to go for that Bruiser camp a little earlier than their opponents. KT, I think they might smell what's going on, but they're not brave enough to go for that invade. They probably realized as well that they were a little too late to the party than this way, but already with a 3-man combined effort, they're going to try to melt down those fallen shamans on their side respectively. Timing-wise, I think it favors KT a little bit, because if this goes well for them, they're going to have to, or their mercenary camp is probably going to defend underneath their own towers, which means their fallen shaman won't be touched, and then puts a pressure on the flip side.
Uncle G zoning out the members of KT, at least for the moment. Hanzo's on the way, a little bit late. Fend being used for some wave clear here, as KT take aggressive positioning. But now that Uncle G is here, they're beginning to move in. It's going to be a full contested. Blaze with the huge stun, though, and that forces out the Dragon Queen, which immediately begins pumping out them heals.
Yeah, big heals coming in now for the A-Team. Next to the Tassadar shields, they have an abundance of protection to choose from right now, but they just can't seem to get that grip on that team fight. Look at those oil spills as well. Beautiful slows on multiple people. The roots coming in now for additional zoning, and this shrine is now in the possession of KT. Full domination.
But they're beginning to move back in, or the A-Team looking to try and push this up, with Bruiser creating quite the mayhem here, which is giving the A-Team a chance to catch up 33 to 24. So they begin burning down. The Extras heal, getting crazy value as Home moves in, looking for the big AoE. 34 to 29. It's possible. The A-Team could steal this. 36 to 32 as they're burning it down. KT coming in. The Fend is good. 39-40. And a Bruiser for good measure. They will be able to get him likely with the Lightning Fury, or maybe not. Tash shields. Oh, good. Fend is good. Spear to the minions, and he's out. However, Muradin died instead.
Yeah, Muradin was unfortunately the unlucky player there who had to give his life in the end. But at least Sonya escaped, which is kind of nice. And look at what Hope is doing there on the Cassia. He's slowing down the rotations for the A-Team so they cannot reinforce the mid lane that is currently getting demolished by the Arcane Punisher immediately. So those are the cute little plays that really separate the good player from the very good players in the league, when you just get it every single second there and you deny efficient rotations and plays from the enemy team. Tassadar shields just to delay the inevitable here for a little bit. Nice juke and dodge, and that is all she wrote for that Punisher, but already it got the job done, destroyed a fort. That's all they wanted.
So we see the Blizzard being used to take out the mercenary camp. The 1-4 for a first Punisher is still pretty good. So very nicely pushed there by KT, now trying to get maximum value out of their advantage by pushing in at this bottom lane. Minions taking a little bit to kill. They do some structure damage, nothing too bad here. They might get this top tower, but no. The CC from Muradin is enough to dissuade that.
Absolutely true. There we go. 7 talents are now unlocked for both teams. I wonder how well Tassadar has been doing on the quest here for the Psy Storm. He went for Psy Infusion at level 1, of course, which is like the go-to build, especially on this map, in which you need the wave clear and the AoE damage for the shrines. Probably going to get that talent done relatively soon. We see the Exuberance, by the way, coming in for Alex Strauss's level 4, so she's going to be hard to catch. You can see the movement speed kicking in as long as she remains above 75% of her max health.
Ape continuing to drop all this damage onto Uncle G, who is trying to stop Timeless from this raid. But too late. The KT have raided. The question is, nice route. They probably could have taken that thanks to that route, but they decided to back up because it was a little bit safer.
That was an expensive mercenary camp, Tetcher. They used the Dragon Queen, the longest cooldown in the game for a team, just to get a mercenary camp, which probably means they're not going to have it for the next Shrine phase. So, was that worth it? I remain a little skeptical.
As the rest of KT able to clean out the mercenary camps without them getting too much value and begin to continue their rotation once again. In the meantime, Blaze, I don't think he was actually double soaking. I think he was... No, he was double soaking. But they were able to hold it together. Sonya was also double soaking for her team, so they were able to keep it that way. As level 10 is hit, very standard from everyone. We are seeing the Ball Lightning and the Tranquility over the Twilight Dream.
Here we go, Tranquility for extra healing, extra protection. Here we see the two warriors going in after Bruiser, and they get the kill. The Ball of Lightning also connecting. The Water Elemental is absorbing the aggro of the fort up to this point, so they had a clean dive as a result. And KT now in the driver's seat with the power of their level 10s. They're brave enough to basically invade and steal away that Bruiser team from the A team.
Yeah, Forge Chamber Camp going to be pushing into the top lane. And the next objective going to be spawning in the bot lane. The A-team should have enough time to clean up this Bruiser camp without too many difficulties, but they will not have enough time to clean up this one. This is really good utilization of available objectives by KT, just forcing the A-team to make the decision between taking more damage on the already exposed top lane or potentially losing the objective and potentially just straight up losing bot lane.
And you can really see how much damage Kasia was able to ramp up in that last engagement, right? We do see the beautiful synergy between the blinds of Kasia and Johanna. And as we suspected earlier, Tetcher, the Zealous Glare is now available at level 7. So the innate duration of that blind is longer, and you can make it even longer if you attack the blind target.
It's Dragon Strike again. It's second Dragon Strike of the day. So they have Spear, Tassadar Slows, Stormbolt, Wind Buffet? Is this just for zoning again? I'm pretty sure it's just for zoning again.
I don't know, man. So here's the deal. If you want to go Dragon Strike, why don't you go Force Wall? So people can't run away from it. People are getting trapped inside. But you're totally right. They lack the CC to trap people inside, dude.
And maybe at least lead. Yeah. Because I have had a fantasy about Ariat create a Dragon Strike for a very long time now, which I've yet to see fulfilled. But there's not really that long lockdown. This is mostly just a zoning tool at this point.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that is worth it in the end. So I understand that A-Team doesn't have like the strongest of engaging team compositions, right? But should you really just play that defensively? That remains to be seen. Now, another Punisher marching towards A-Team's base, pounding on that fort like it was made out of paper mache, to quote Tetcher here. One of my favorite quotes from you. And
Thank you.
and there we go. So how much can they do with this? How well can A-Team defend? Murder needs the one to leash it over the wall. Shouldn't be Hanzo. Here we go. Good try.
Murden leashes very effectively, pulls into the keep range, which begins pinging. Timeless did actually just run past to see if he could get anyone out of position, but instead they're just going to back up. Tash Shield even prevents a little bit of damage onto the wall. In the meantime, Bruiser and Hikari continue their 1v1 that they've been having all game.
Slow is good. The stun barely not connecting there, but can they get her? The slows are good again. The Bless Shield missing by an inch there by Timeless, and this is all of a sudden becoming a dangerous endeavor.
This is brave, but they think they can do it using the shield from Tassadar. Moving forward, Bruiser with the turnaround chase. This could backfire terribly. Instead, they're going to give up as well. And Hape gets Nature's Cured and is able to back up.
All right, Timeless today has landed a couple of awesome Blessed Shields, right? So we're gonna pretend like that one never happened. Speaking of Timeless, by the way, he's now getting attacked by Murden, but he's a tanky Johanna, and he will get out of harm's way for now. Now, A-Team is behind, no doubt, but have they taken any critical damage? I don't think so. Infernal Shrines is a very balanced map. It's a very anti-snowballing map here. You can really defend the objective very nicely. So let's see if they can recover and stabilize. We haven't actually seen a full-blown team fight after level 10 had been acquired. It was always kind of a messy skirmish, kind of a messy engage with the objective there as well. Let's see what happens in a real 5 versus 5 once both teams actually start grouping up.
Mercenary camp being taken by KT, but the A team is in position, looking to try and delay, deny, or steal, or all of the above, as we see them beginning to burn it down themselves, and KT just happy to give it up.
Yeah, Tassadar completing the Sign Fusion there. That means more damage on those storms. And once we hit level 16, we're going to have the double storms available as well, which marks a significant power spike for Tassadar on the side of A team.
By the way, with the lunging strikes here. So going a little bit into Fend, giving some extra wave clear as opposed to the spear, the javelin slow or javelin cooldown reduction.
And you can definitely see, Tetra, how seriously both teams are taking this game, right? For A team, it's basically securing a point, because if they draw it out 1-1, both teams are going to walk away with 1 point respectively in league play. But for KT, they also want to get another 2-0 in here, right? They want to get another moment of success here. Sorry, they had a 1-1 against SPT, but they wanted to get more points. They definitely smell the blood in the water, and they want to get more of that.
Yeah, and being able to take a 1-1 against SPT is a pretty big deal, which puts pretty high hopes in them for some of the other games they have to play. So, being able to beat the A team at least here in the 2-0 should be potentially what should be expected of them after that performance. But the question is, can they do it? Yeah. Was the SPT game something a little bit different? But now we're seeing a nice little move onto Johanna, but the Iron Skin is good, turning around onto Muradin. Meanwhile, Sonya is currently stealing the objective, but not quick enough.
Oh man, A-Team needs to be so careful here. They do have the bunker, KT that is, and they can hold this objective, I feel like, until the end of time. And there goes Sonya. She goes down after all. The Dragon Queen is here. The Dragon Strike looking beautiful, but dealing no damage.
The Dragon Strike zoned for a little bit, but then everyone just sort of got in the bunker and then got out. The Mercenary's been abandoned because Uncle G was the priority. They pick him up as the kill. Double kill for KT. Mercenary camp secured. Zoning Dragon Strike. Maximum value.
It looked very pretty, you know, in the violet and purple colors there, but let's face it, it's a Dragon Strike after all. Limited damage available for Lily, unfortunately. So here's the thought process I think A-Team had, right? Oh shoot, the enemy team is going to get 16 soon, which means they're going to have a talent advantage over us. And this was the last chance for them to fight on even terms. But guess what? The AoE damage, the protection coming in there as well for KT, just too strong.
And with that Mercenary camp secured, those kills secured, you actually see them looking to even raid into the Fallen Shaman camp, into the Casper camp in the bottom lane, but it was too slow. It had already been taken. But now they're still going to be able to grab this Punisher and push in the mid lane.
Alrighty then, 16-14. The lead in experience is starting to expand more and more. Here marches a Frozen Punisher. Now, actually in this situation, I don't mind the Frozen Punisher, oftentimes labeled as the weakest of the three. But it could really help them defend here. Help them keep them at bay. Good pull though overall. Dealing a lot of damage onto the Punisher, but that's going to be a keep Tetra. I don't see the defenses without 16.
Das is dropping shields, just trying to do anything he can. Sonya's on the way down as well. The Punisher is dropping the roots. Muradin is dropping to the floor. But Sonya trying to be the distraction with the Whirlwind. Tranquility is good. Dragon Strike is not, as we see them in trouble here. The keep is still going down, and that will be Tassadar even getting stunned up. That is certainly going to be a keep for KT. They can now back up. No reason for them to try and commit to the core here. It would be far too risky. Just back up, take your first keep, and prepare to begin to soak to 20.
I never even noticed how epic those KT banners looked like, by the way. We just saw it being planted down on that destroyed keep. Might actually consider getting me some of those in the near future. Do you have your KT cheese enabled, Tetra?
My KT what, sorry?
Your KT cheers for the HGC cheer program.
Maybe? I will check.
You're going to have to double check now, because I think it has never been a better time to become a KT fan, you know, unlocking all that swag and represent your boys out there, because they're playing one hell of a start of a season here up to this point.
Awkwardly, apparently I do not have KT cheers. I have Solo. That's what I was thinking of.
I can't really see anything, though, because I don't have them either, so we're both going to have to get them, though. If they win this too, I'm going to get them. And tweet my my picture as proof.
I'm gonna save that to if they take maps off of the 1 or CE. I will get the KT cheers. I'm gonna be cruel.
Raising the bar, Tetcher.
I pay rent now. That's a thing. When we see KT moving forward, they're trying to trap Sonya all alone. Poor baby Sonya gets taken out. Hey, Burden's here. Drops a little stun. Immediately nature's natural cleanse. And now this fort will take a couple hits. Bunker even dropped for good measure. Bunker is immediately killed by the fort.
Yeah, I was going to say, the A team needs to be very careful here, too. They're fighting on equal footing here with both having 16 talents. But, and here comes the big but, Sonya is no longer in there. That means no more Bruiser, and even that fort is not really proving to be that much of an obstacle anymore. And I think KT is not willing to let go. 15 seconds until Bruiser's back for the A team. But look at that Tassadar wave clear. Look at the double storms. Look at the Hanzo, the piercing arrows as well. Beautiful protection. This is very well done by A team right now.
Yeah, Tassadar is the reason that fort in top lane is still alive. However, his attention might be needed elsewhere, as mid lane is beginning to accumulate a single catapult, potentially two in a few moments. But Sonya clearing up the main minion wave, Tassadar a single storm onto the catapult itself to begin assisting in burning that down.
The good thing for KT right now is that actually 2 of 3 lanes are quite pushed in right now, so they can farm those minions for additional experience. 20 is going to be that big late game power spike that they want to achieve. The ultimate talent here, the Storm Talons will be there, and for some of those heroes like Jaina, for example, or the Cassia, this could actually mean a strong power spike, right? Cassia, whether she's going for Infinite Lightning or the Titan's Revenge, ignoring armor, could actually be quite interesting, especially against heroes like Muradin or Sonya.
Spear landing onto the Blaze, at least for the moment. It's just able to heal up, though. It's a nice, simple, passive play, as with the next objective spawning in 8 seconds. And KT, they're just very happy to stay back and just deal with the fallen Shaman camp and then move up, because the longer they delay this, the longer they take, actually, to move in, close to to 20, the more catapults will accumulate in the mid lane. Yeah. And they're ignoring everything I'm saying, because they just want to kill, and they just wipe Muradin in like less than a second. As we see Bruiser getting focused down, Dragon Strike gets denied by Bunker, and Bruiser is getting some good spins, getting some really good damage onto Hope, actually. Might be able to get the turnaround, but the Icebox, good delay, and Bruiser's involvement is interrupted, gets taken out.
Tetcher, these Dragon Strikes, they hurt! They physically violate
No, they
me.
don't! That's the problem! Olele backing up, as well as Jaina, 5-man push, trying to catch Jaina, but they can't do it. They're just going to move to mid lane of the game.
3 heroes currently gone. Considerable death timers. Catapults already on the core. I think this is a very legit call for KT to try and close it out here. No healer, no bruiser. That means a lot of their, defense capabilities are basically shut down here. Cassia, by the way, went for the Titan's Revenge. Stronger, longer attack range. Armor ignores completely. And here, look at those catapults. They won't let go. The bunker is in as well, protecting the members, dealing additional damage. They're doing a bunker dance, and even the Tassadar shields are not enough to keep that core alive. GG, a 2-0 victory, and you can see how happy, how satisfied KT are with even more points on their account now.
KT with a solid 2-0, full 3 points